Alright, viewers, welcome to the Jesus tutorial in the Hornets. Today we're doing a redo of the radar video. The main reason for this is ED added MSI, or multi-sensor integration, I believe it's called. And this has basically changed how the entire radar works, so I figured I should do a revamped tutorial on it. So we'll switch to Air Tram Master mode, select the MRMs. Now, it looks the same in theory, but it's all displayed differently. So if we go into the SA page, the first differences are you can now see the scan azimuth on the SA page. So if I change the azimuth, you'll see this kind of line get smaller. And also, if I sense control switch onto the radar and TDC depressed through the radar, you'll see these that little line shift around the kind of hemisphere of the radar scan, and that is because it's following where the radar is looking. So switch into TWS and get to explaining how this works. We'll bump up the range. So you see now, so these are all data link contacts. I can see there. So 1, 2, 3, the radar can't see those. We know that's the case because actually, if we press nose wheel. Okay. So currently the radar actually has the AWACS behind me locked, or the system has it locked. Oh, no. Okay, no, it does have what I want locked. You can see on the bottom of the radar it says no radar. That is because we are tracking this target based off of entirely data link with the AWACS. Our onboard sensors have no idea that's there, and if we cycle through the targets with nozzle steering, we'll see it says no radar for all of them. Now you can actually find MRAM like this, just off of data link. Obviously we're too far away so we can't, but in theory we could. So, it can be quite overwhelming to have all these radar contacts, and bear in mind, the radar will cycle to anything that the air is on the data link. This includes things that are behind. So, for example, if I nozzle steering, if I press that over and over again, eventually it will cycle back to the AWACS. So, there we go. Okay, yeah. So we're locking the AWACS even though it's behind us. Which is obviously not what we want to do. So, to filter what you actually want to engage, we can come over onto the radar page and slew. So, let's want to engage targets 1 and 2, tracks 1 and 2. I'll bump the scan range down to 80. Oh, wait, okay, I think the AWACS has gone cold, maybe. Let's wait. Okay, yeah, okay, so the radar season. Okay, we should go on radar for this. Okay. So, we can filter what we want to engage if we come over to one target and TDC depress it. That will make that contact a secondary target. If we nozzle steer, it will jump automatically to that. Then if we go nozzle steer, TDC on this guy, he becomes the secondary target, and it will jump between those two guys exclusively. So that is, you can essentially kind of filter through that way, kind of like how the Apache's next to shoot works with the FCR, only you're having to do next to shoot manually, I guess, if you want to think of it that way. Of course, if you've never flown the Apache, that'll make no sense to you, so you can disregard that if you want to. That's just me kind of thinking. So I think the cross that's on your HIMIX, and is on the HUD, yes, on the HUD. So I'm pretty sure what that symbology is, that's actually showing the next to shoot, so I've never noticed that before, but I think that's what that is. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. So if I want to engage contact number 3, I can go TDC depress. The next shoot jumps off of 1 onto 3, then nozzle steering, then now jump to 4. Nozzle steering, and then to 5. Now, I actually put 5 intentionally as a small, I think it's an SU-33, but I made it intentionally smaller so we could see, again, it says no, oh, it said no radar. I think I might be able to see it now, but I think when the bandit is not, you'll see no radar. Can we just turn auto IFF on for a second? Okay, yeah, so one last thing to go over. I think this was included in the old radar kind of system, but I never mentioned it. So, like in the Tomcat, your sensor tracks have two elements to them. You have the top hat and the bottom hat. The I think it's reversed to what the Tomcat does. I don't remember. Whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is to see all the targets. They're like little boats. They have a chevron underneath with a flat top. What this means for the IFF system is... oh, okay, we lost lock. Okay, let's try and wait until we get back, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna say STT. Okay, I'm gonna say STT him so he stays on and I can explain it easier. Okay, so, right. So you see the bottom kind of chevron, that means the AWACS back there somewhere has identified this guy as a bandit. However, our own onboard kind of sensors can't IFF or haven't got an IFF return, so he's ambiguous. That's what the kind of line on top is. The line on top is ambiguous. If he was a hostile, the target would appear as a diamond, a red diamond, because he'd have two chevrons, one on top, one below, that makes a diamond. If he's a friendly, like the AWACS back here, then he's a circle, because both onboard sensors and data link correlate that as a friendly. If we had a bogey which had a lower semicircle and a line on top, that would be a data link friendly, but own sensor is ambiguous. For I don't know why, maybe your AFF's off, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, so, oh yeah, one last thing, I'm not sure if this was in the old SA page, but it's on it now. You can actually bump the SA page's range like this. So, or does it not work? I thought it worked. Okay, never mind, ignore that. Okay, that'll be it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Patreon, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Shark31 signing off.